Today we're going to talk about our 1830s corsets or stays, where we got them, what they like to wear, any changes that were made, and give you kind of a rundown of the most vital underpinning for our 1830s gown.
Could you imagine wearing your 1830s gown without it?
No.
That would be awful.
Yeah, wow.
Really terrible. We actually did not plan this, but this is where we got our corsets from.
Yeah, we're both wearing our red threaded t-shirts today. We just really like red threaded and t-shirts.
So yeah, we have each two different types of 1830s corsets that Cynthia and Red Threaded offer. One is the ready-made super basic, which is mine, with no cording in it but boning. And then you actually have, I don't remember what this one's called.
It's an atelier custom made corset. I actually bought this from Cynthia before she started offering the regular line of 1830s, and I'm very lucky and happy to have it. So mine has cording in it. So 1830s corsets are kind of a evolution of a Regency corset. It has a little bit more flare, a little bit more flare over the hips, but for the most part, it's still kind of a conical shape. The bust point's lower.
Yeah, you're not quite as like up and at 'em. You're a little bit more like, oh, time for tea.
Is that what we call a low bust point?
I don't know. I'm just
time for tea.
Well, think about it. Good morning, up and at 'em. Time for tea, and then a nightcap, right?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yes. Okay. They're very, very comfortable to wear. So we're not. It is written about that tight lacing was becoming more of a thing. I don't feel tightly laced in this corset like I do in a later Victorian corset.
They're not created to tight lace.
Yeah, it's not like that. It's more like parentheses.
You get really, like, I feel really long in mine, and like there is flare, but I just feel like my body goes, whoo, which is kind of weird. The idea of trying to tight lace and lace down more than like a ½ inch with a big honking wooden bust, it's like you really can't, it doesn't really work. Like you just kind of put these on until you're comfortable and your girls are in the place you want them to be at tea. You're not like,
as with all corsetry, it's a foundation for the dress, not so much a like, I'm gonna make my body smaller. It's a foundation for the dress so that the dress is comfortable to wear and to distribute the weight through the hips and the body so that it's comfortable. It is not for like, I need to be super small.
The 1830s silhouette with the sleeves and the skirts and everything else, you'd be amazed how tiny your waist ends up looking.
It's an optical illusion.
Like the optical illusion of the 1830s is pretty impressive.
So one of the cool things about 1830s corsets is that they make really good use of bias cutting, especially in these great big massive hip gores. And that's really essential to getting the right fit. The other thing that I found really interesting was that these have a curved bust. That is not straight.
No.
That's a unique thing to this period. And very shortly after this, you start to get the stud and loop steel bust that replaces these wooden busks. So, you know, you're not. And it's very, very comfortable. I never notice issues with sitting, this cutting in or anything like that. It's very easy.
So what's cool about yours is you did fan lacing.
I did.
So that was one of the things that you changed about yours.
Right, and this is actually a lot easier than it looks. Every one of these lines is just an individual corset lace that goes through one set of eyelets and out the other side, and they are corralled in these tabs that are then pulled around to the front. This means that I can get this on over my head very easily and just pull it, and it just tightens it up, and I tie it in the front. In the front I sewed a big massive coat hook. Thank you, Abby.
You're welcome.
That. And I lace down underneath that so that it doesn't bunch up and create a lot of bulk at the waistline of the dress. So one of the things that's really different about 1830s corsets is that just like the 1830s neckline, it's quite wide across here, and so the straps on the corsets are also pretty wide, and they are meant to sit out on the roll of the shoulder. I hate the way that feels.
Mine, I think because I am so straight and broad-shouldered, mine will still like sit there and I'm shoving them down. I don't know why 1830s corsets had straps to begin with. I'm like, why did you guys keep those there? You don't need them.
Like vestiges of a former period. Whereas I keep pulling mine up.
Yeah.
Because I actually put boning in my straps to keep them in place. This is a trick from the 18th century. You also get a use of springs and rubber in this period for straps to keep them up. I used boning like you see in one of the Nora Woe corsets and crinolines patterns, and it really, really works well. It's just one line of boning, and it keeps them nice there. They still kind of like shift around, but I don't have as much of a like slippy problem. I'm sorry, Cynthia, please don't be offended that I altered your corset, but
Beautiful corset.
they're little touches that make this personal to me and that I like.
You have to keep in mind, and that's always the challenge, where the atelier corset, this is the sample. So that's one of the reasons why it wasn't customized to you.
It wasn't made to me.
Where working with Cynthia and doing the atelier corset, she will custom make it to your measurement. You won't have to make those kind of little quirks. The ready-made corset, obviously this is just ready-made. You get what you get. It's in a standard size.
But they fit really well.
They do. They fit really well. And Cynthia's made it so if you need to adjust the angle of the shoulder strap, you can easily do that. So they're just sewn in, have a serged edge. You could pick that out and just adjust it as you need to without having to redo anything. So Cynthia has thought of that for the narrow shouldered gals who need to make these adjustments.
So basically what we're saying here, guys, is that we bought our corsets. 1830s corsets have a lot of interesting engineering, not so much a period that has a lot of interest in it, at least not right now. And so there's understandably less information out there for us to learn from. And I think there's a lot that's unknown about corsetry at this period that Redthreaded has already studied and figured out.
Quite a few originals.
Yeah, I'm so stoked that I did not have to figure out and make this corset. It was all ready to go.
All right, that's it, guys.
Thanks for tuning in. If you like our videos, go ahead and subscribe. You can also find us blog.americanduchess.com if you want shoes and accessories, including for the 1830s, americanduchess.com. We're also on Instagram and Facebook, American Duchess.
Yay!
We have a Patreon. If you want to support what we're doing, help us to make better videos, better podcasts, all the fun media, and teach you guys everything we know about historical costuming. Click the link, go to our Patreon, and sign up, and we will thank you forever, and you'll also get cool stuff.
Yes.
So until next time,
Woo!
bye.
Bye.